On September 12th and 13th, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte paid an official visit to Suriname. The Prime Minister was welcomed by President Chandrika Persat Santokhi at the Presidential Palace, where bilateral consultations took place. Both the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business and International Cooperation of Suriname, Mr. Albert Ramdien, and the Minister of Foreign Trade and Development Cooperation of the Netherlands, Liesje Schrijnemacher, were present during this meeting. Both countries were supported by a technical team of representatives from several departments. During the bilateral meeting at the Presidential Palace, President Santokhi indicated that the two countries will further strengthen and renew cooperations by intensifying the cooperation within both the public and private sectors. This is to accelerate Suriname's economic growth, promote investment, and strengthen our social safety net. According to the head of state, the historic visit of the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of the Netherlands will undoubtedly give an impulse to the restored dynamic relationship between the two countries. After the bilateral meeting, President Santokhi and Prime Minister Rutte discussed the historic visit and the bilateral relationship between Suriname and the Netherlands during a press conference at the palace. President Santokhi said he was very pleased to receive the Dutch delegation in Suriname. He noted that cooperation between the two countries has accelerated. This collaboration has been further institutionalized through the so-called Makandra project, in which the Dutch government collaborates with other countries to support various structure, departments, and sectors in those countries. The head of state discussed the topics discussed with the Dutch delegation, such as the issue of the movement of persons and the visa requirements between Suriname and the Netherlands. In the evening, President Santokhi offered a dinner to the Dutch delegation at the cabinet of the president. He made a toast to the continuation and strengthening of the friendly cooperation and partnership between the two countries, and to the prosperity and well-being of the people of the Netherlands and Suriname. The president looked back on a good cooperation which has already produced tangible results in various sectors. Prime Minister Rutte's visit can be seen as a return visit that follows the official visits of President Chandrika Persat Santokhi to the Netherlands in September last year. It is after 14 years that the Dutch Prime Minister has visited Suriname again. President Santokhi expressed the hope that the visit of the delegation from the Kingdom of the Netherlands will be the first of several visits to Suriname. The second day of Prime Minister Rutte's visit started with breakfast. During breakfast, a work meeting was held with President Chandrika Persat Santokhi, during which an evaluation was made of the first day. The activities for the second day were reviewed. Both heads of government then went to Fort Zeelandia, where a wreath was laid at Bastion Fair at the request of the Dutch Prime Minister. The location is one of the great significance since it was the place where the December 8 murders took place in 1982. President Santokhi indicated that he has always been present at the commemoration of the December 8 victims, even when he was not president. He applauds the Prime Minister's initiative also on behalf of the relatives to lay a wreath. Those responsible for the December 8 murders have already been convicted in 2019. But the trial is still ongoing. Part of Prime Minister Rutte's visit was a speech in the National Assembly. The chairman of the Assembly and President Chandrika Persat Santokhi also spoke at this meeting. President Santokhi mentioned that the cooperation between the two countries will help them both meet global challenges. The president welcomes the interest of the parliaments of the Caribbean parts of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in resuming cooperation between the parliaments. He noted that Suriname is a relatively young republic that is working on the development of the country under challenging circumstances. The Dutch delegation, accompanied by President Santokhi, visited the mangrove project in Weg naar Zee. The delegation was given a tour by the initiator, Professor Sunat Naipal. President Santokhi and Prime Minister Rutte have together planted mangrove trees at that location. The practical exercise of the crime scene management training was held in the press center of the Cabinet of the President. This exercise falls under the Board Investigation Skills Training within the Makandra project. It is a 3-year collaborative project between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Business and International Cooperation and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Netherlands. Between September 12th and 23rd, training is provided by the Dutch police with the aim of strengthening the craftsmanship within the Suriname police force. Both heads of government were invited to watch the start of the training. The Prime Minister of Netherlands also laid a wreath at the monument in memory of all victims who have died as a result of human rights violations since 1918. Human rights are of paramount importance to both democratic countries. On July 13, 1993, the monument was unveiled at the Dr. Sofie Redmondstraat in memory of these victims. This was an initiative of the Organization for Justice and Peace. The visit of the Dutch Prime Minister was concluded with a tour of the Surinamese brewery. There, the delegation tastes the Heineken beer that since recently is brewed in Suriname. A closing reception was held at this location. Both heads of government look back on a fruitful meeting and look forward to the positive results that the intensive cooperation will yield. President Chandrika Persat Santokhi discussed relevant foreign political issues with Secretary of State Antony Blinken during a visit to Washington, D.C. Minister Albert Ramdin of Foreign Affairs, International Business and International Cooperation was also present at this meeting together with the Ambassador of Suriname, Martin Schalkwijk. It has been agreed that the relationship between the two countries will be further deepened, and the various projects that were initiated in the past 2 years will be continued more intensively. President Chandrika Persat Santokhi, in the capacity of CARICOM chairman, had talks on behalf of the members of the CARICOM with the Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, within the Action Committee of Caribbean Leaders. The leaders that were present are the representatives of the committees that deal with the 3 areas: energy security, financial support, and food security. President Irfan Ali co-chairs the Food Safety Committee. Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados co-chairs the Financial Assistance Committee, and Keith Rowley of Trinidad and Tobago serves on the Energy Security Committee. The President emphasized that this is only the beginning of a good cooperation with the United States. The head of state of Suriname held consultations with the president of the Inter-American Development Bank Group (IDBG) on Friday, September 16th. He thanked the IDBG for the support that Suriname has had so far from the financial institution to get the economy back on track. President Santokhi also indicated that the gas and oil explorations will bring relief to the Surinamese financial situation in a few years' time. Revenues from the gas and oil sector will also be invested in renewable energy and green economy. On Friday, September 16, President Santokhi met with Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) at its headquarters in Washington. During the conversation, President Santokhi gave a brief evaluation of the recent period of the extended fund facility arrangement that Suriname has with the IMF. CARICOM Chairman Chandrika Persat Santokhi has asked the Organization of American States (OAS) for support in using its influence on climate finance for developing countries. He took Suriname as an example of the region, which belongs to the top 10 countries directly threatened by the rising sea level. Despite this fact, as a country of high forest and low deforestation, Suriname has made a significant contribution to climate change mitigation even before the existence of the multilateral environmental agreements. President Santokhi pointed out that preserving our tropical forests in order to limit the effects of climate change should not be underestimated. President Chandrika Persat Santokhi called attention to the situation in Haiti in a protocol session of the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States, OAS. Haiti is a particular concern for the CARICOM. The emerging humanitarian crisis in Port-au-Prince and other regions demands the attention of the international community. The CARICOM president spoke in the presence of Secretary General Luis Almagro. He stressed that Haiti, as a member of the international community, must be supported on their terms and on the basis of a Haitian-initiated plan.